What's happening? Merry Tuesday. So I'm gonna jump into it. I don't have that much time. So the message of the day is, dear dispatcher, stop making excuses. Okay. So an excuse, a justification that you think is a reason for the lack or no evidence of things done. Right. So in that regard, in the back right here, what I did is a super easy Google, right? It's very simple. What does the average Uber Eats driver make in a week? Okay. Now, the reason why I'm looking at this, and I had this conversation yesterday with a person, and I was only start telling more people this because I understand people are nervous, they worry, they, basically make excuses why they've been at their job, they can't leave, they feel some type of way, blah, 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 whatever, right? So this is what it is, right? Statistically, and this is why I love stats, this is why I love statistics, right? And it's allow you to make a decision so you can understand how to move accordingly. So this is what it is, right? Average American household with two people working makes $56,000 a year, okay? $56,000, you get my trusty dusty calculator times 25%. It's 14,000 minus 56,000 is $42,000, okay? So that's how much money comes to your household in the average American household. $42,000 divided by 12. $42,000 divided by 52 is $807. So depending on if you got 401k, extra insurance, stocks, whatever. So if you make $56,000 a year at your job, and depending on your tax, where you live, all that, they take 25% out of your check, you're going to make $807 a week. Okay, so the purpose of what's here in the background is this. Now we have a number. We've acknowledged how much money that you need to make to quit your job and focus on your side hustle, or focus on your dispatch business or whatever. And this is what it is. So first of all, I'm going to give you a play because there should be some takeaway in this, not to just wholeheartedly just jump at this number without doing some due diligence. So first, what you need to do is figure out, and this is what I don't know because I don't do this, right? You need to figure out what it looks like in order for you to be a contractor to now do Uber Eats. The reason why I'm using this one, people got all this other stuff, is because I wouldn't want anybody in my car personally that I don't know, people throwing up and stuff like that. I don't want no parts of that, right? So for me, I wouldn't personally want somebody in my car. But yet this is something that a lot of people could possibly do, and is do this. So this is what you're going to do. This is the takeaway for people that paying attention. Number one, if you live in a metropolitan city, I'm pretty sure you can make this. So if you look at a regular job, I read a little bit of stuff about this. This would be basic if you did this 5 days a week. So if you did this 5 days a week, you're looking at $200 basically a day that you would make doing Uber Eats. So this is what the takeaway is. You need to figure out what it looks like, or what are the steps in order to sign up to be able to drive and drop off people's food, to groceries, whatever it is, does not matter. Instacart, it doesn't matter what it is. You need to know what to do to sign up. That's step one. Number two, you need to go test it while you still have a job. So some people think, well, I can't because I work every day 8 to 5. And then when I come home, it's family time. If that's your first response, you're not no entrepreneur, stay at that job. So because of that, you need to test it. Everything needs to be tested. That's the purpose of analytics. People go get a website. How many people go there? I don't know. Then why the heck did you buy a $2,000 website? Everything needs to be measured based on the results that you can get for you to understand that something works well. Okay, so that's number one. So because of that, $200 a day, you need to go try. So if it's a Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, after work, turn your clock on and see how much money you can make. Then all of a sudden on the weekend, let yourself work anywhere between 8 to 10 hours consistently to figure out in a week. If I did 3 days during the week, I did all day Saturday, Sunday, how much money can I make driving this to know how much money can I actually make? When? Back to the point. The average American only brings home $800 to their house in the first place. So if that's what the number is, if that's what I need to be at, if that's what I need to do, well, it's very simple. If I did this for a couple of weeks and I can make this amount of money, then I know it is definitely feasible and possible for me to, yes, quit my job, do this, and dispatch until my dispatch company gets to the place where I don't have to do this anymore. So when most people would say, I'm scared, I'm nervous, I'm this, I'm that, I understand. That's because you have bills, you have responsibilities. So if you had a plan of action, which is this is what it is, you can do this because you already have a car. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to get to your say, okay, I need 1 carrier, 3 carriers, 5 carriers, 7. Or 1 week you got 5 carriers, then all of a sudden something happens and all your carriers trucks in the shop and you don't have an opportunity to make any money. Well, now you can always turn on your car and make money. So that way there would not be a justified reason for you to quit working on your craft, to stop working on your business and have to go back to work when you know you can supplement the income doing something as simple as this. So for me, when I first started out for the first 2 years of entrepreneurship and I wasn't making a dollar at all, like I couldn't make any money at all because I was just messing up everything, right? I had to go do landscaping, cutting grass, mulch. I had to do a lot of physicality in order to make it work. And a lot of people, depending on their background, their physical abilities, how much do they know? Do they know how to market? All that stuff. That may be implications for you. But I tell you right now, if it was back in 2017 when I quit my job and this would have been here, man, please, I would have been going crazy every hour of the day that I was not booking trucks. I would have maximized their clock. I've heard people say you could drive 12, even 14 hours a day doing this. Whatever the maximum would be, I would have been doing this and ripping the block. And please understand, I don't like driving around. I don't like running errands, none of that. But I think in today's time, we live in a phenomenal time when you can literally just turn on your car and just randomly do something like this for people to still be complaining that they hate their job. So unless you're making like $75,000 a year at your job, if you're making less than that, 15, 20, I talked about on my Instagram stories yesterday, you making between $15 to probably $25 an hour. This is where you should be focused on if you hate your job and you want to get out of it. Okay. So let's work some numbers again. So let's say you make $25 an hour at your job. You work 40 hours a week. That's $1,000. You do it again times 25%. That's $250. That means you're going to make $750 a week, right? That's how much you make at your job now at $25. Now you tell me you can wear whatever you want to wear and just drive around in your car and dropping off groceries and you can hit this or better or less. And so that's the whole point. You need to go try it on a weekend because I don't know too many people who have a job that could not need or use additional money for just life. When inflation is crazy, groceries are high, things are all over the place, you could just use the money just in general in the first place. So I want to make this real quick and simple to people to say, hey, there's so many things out here. If you're willing to do whatever it takes to make money, that goes to my Instagram story I went over yesterday, right? Is that so many people are romantic. That's why I love that word. They're so romantic about how they want to make money instead of the fact of the matter is this. I'm an adult. I have bills. I have responsibilities. I need to go make money. So I don't know about what you believe when it comes to your belief system or whatever case may be, but I don't see how driving around picking up food for other people will go against your moral compass. I don't think whatever your ideology is, whatever your belief is going to go against you bringing people food. If anything, that will fall in line of you helping other people. Okay. So again, if it's Instacart, Uber Eats, whatever it is, picking up the groceries at HEB, Walmart. I don't even know what them places are called, what they do. But I know it happens. I get my groceries dropped off. I don't understand the process, nor do I care. But I just want to bring this to fruition to a lot of people because I know it's very common to make excuses about stuff regarding money when we live in a day and age now where there's so many different opportunities in which you make money. Because at the end of the day, this is the fact. When you're trying to book freight, this is my methodology for people. From 0 to 100 loads, you suck. You're terrible at this. You're terrible. Your skill set is pretty much non-existent. You suck, okay? Then from 100 to 200 loads, you get a little bit better. You start feeling yourself a little bit. Get a little bit better. Maybe you got 4 or 5 trucks up under your belt. You're feeling kind of good about yourself. But then when you go from 200 to 300 loads, you feel like you're an expert, especially if you only have 1 or 2 different equipment types that you've been dispatching for. Then it becomes the same old thing, okay? So the goal is to get from 0 to 100 loads as fast as possible. So if you do that in an intelligent way, Even if you need to dispatch people, say you do hot shots and you want to charge 8%, do it for 4, because now you will convert a lot more carriers much quicker because you have a discounted rate, which then in return will allow you to get a lot more leads converted in general, and then you can move right there. Okay? So because of that, you have to have an opportunity or space or something in order to perfect your skill. Do it over and 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 over again to get better. This is the issue that people are unwilling to acknowledge when you listen to these jackals on the internet, right? In general, that don't go over the traditional aspect of what people learn, what psychologists has proven when it comes for you to get better at a thing. You need practice. Then on top of it, you cannot fake confidence. Confidence is literally attached to your ability to do the thing, right? So your competency is intertwined with your confidence. So when you know you have not done a thing for a period of time, or you don't do it very well, then you lack confidence. When you lack confidence, you keep making excuses of why you can't do a thing that somebody else can do. And honestly, you may be able to do it in 3 months. It took them a year to do it. You may do it better. But because we keep making these barriers for excuses of why we won't just get it done, this is what keeps us at bay from doing stuff. Okay? So again, this is literally how you go about doing it, just so you know. James, I'm not talking about this, but I'm saying in general. This is Uber Eats. Okay? Talking about Uber Eats and what you can make. Okay? So in that regard, this is what I want to bring to the table today is the excuses. Now, I want to make sure you understand that. I've been teaching in-person training now for 3 years. Okay? Every single time people come in person, they always think they're special or unique, that they have something about them that makes them nervous when they talk to a person. And I say, calm down, you're like everybody else. And they be like, no, right? Let me turn the camera around so y'all can see me. IG family, TikTok real quick. Okay, before I get off here today. So this is what it is, right? 3 years. We've been teaching in person since June of 2020. Every single time a person comes. How often? Every single time. As soon as we tell them, okay, this is Monday, we're going to explain the syllabus. On Thursday, you're going to get on the phone, you're going to talk to carriers. They be like, okay. Tuesday comes. That was good Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, going to talk to carriers. You can literally see physically on their face, they can start getting a level of anxiousness. I say, don't worry about it. It's going to be good. You ready for this? Wednesday comes. They start asking, today? Is today the day that we call carriers? No, tomorrow. And they like, so that got me nervous. I say, here we go. It's going to be all right. Then they want to tell you about when they was 7, 12, 13, 20. Last time I did this, my uncle told me. And everyone for 3 years straight, that's over 100 people. Everyone always wants to throw out all their reasons that they're nervous for this new thing they about to do, opposed to the reality. Duh. If I have integrity and character, for the third time, integrity and character. If you have either one of these things and you're about to do something you've never done before, and you understand the responsibility that you're having, which in the freight dispatcher is, people are going to trust me to book freight on their behalf, in which they get paid and they feed their family. If you have integrity and a character, you're going to be nervous about this. It's a normal thing. Now, the issue is when it comes down to fight or flight. Will you use this or will it use you? And most people, they allow that feeling to use them. They don't use it. So when I tell plainly, you suck until you book 100 loads, to an entrepreneur, all they hear when I say that to them is, okay, I need to do whatever it takes to book 100 loads as fast as possible. To a person that is fixated on being employed till they die, oh my God, it's going to take me 100 loads for me to finally halfway get good. Same statement. You have two different philosophies of people and ideologies that's listening to what I said. And if you hear Oh no, that sucks. It's gonna take me 100 loads to go from suck to not suck is bad. But an entrepreneur at heart who understands the narrative of the game hears, that's fine. So thank you for giving me that barometer so I can now measure my success. I can measure my effort because now I understand this. If I go from 0 to 100 loads, now I can sit back and understand that I've increased. So then I need to get to 300 loads, and I get 300 loads, and I can charge whatever I want. Okay. I bet you, then the next question will be, how long does it take for a regular person to book 300 loads? Then a person will say, I don't know, maybe a year. I got it, right? Okay. So to think that you may suck at dispatching, right, where competitors will be better than you who's done it longer than you, for you not to conceive that idea, you are kidding yourself, and that shows your lack of business acumen. So if you go look at the 10,000 hour rule, okay, 10,000 hour rule. It states, you trash, right? They don't say that, but I'm saying it states that for you to be an expert in anything, it's going to take you 10,000 hours of repetition, okay, to be an expert, right? So if a person works 40 hours a week, it's going to take them 5 years to be an expert. 5. Good morning. 5 years if you work 40 hours a week, okay? If you work 80 to 100 hours a week, like most entrepreneurs, and that's why people tell you that, you suck, right? You have to build your skill. So if you understand that, I need to work double what I need to do, double than what I need to do per se, right? And the reason why it's best for me to work double is so I can now get good faster or as fast as possible so I can leverage my skill and then demand a rate, demand a price, because now I am an expert at what I do. This is the aspect of entrepreneurship that people are missing in general when everybody want to be an entrepreneur, right? But no one wants to work on their lack of skills. Please understand, this is why when we teach people in person, you come here and already book hopefully 2 to 5 loads to start knocking down that barometer so you can see what I'm saying, that I'm not just saying you suck between 0 to 100 loads, but you get an opportunity to experience all of the different variables that's attached that must be considered in order to book a load. So now you can have the confidence to say, okay, at the course, I booked 3 loads myself. Cool. That were acceptable to carriers that they took. Now I'm going to go home and I'm going to book the other 97 that I didn't book. I'm going to bang it out in 2 months. So regardless of what I need to do, regardless of whatever price point I need to give, regardless of the percentage I need to give to the carrier, the goal here is for me to learn, get better, and increase my skills so I can demand a rate higher than most people. So I'm a carrier too. Y'all know that. If it was not over the last couple of years with this economy and what's going on, when I dispatch hot shots for years as a company, we charge 15%. So today we do 10. That make me mad doing 10 because I know we should be getting 15. Okay? So just think about that. I showed you with the math, right? Before I showed you math was mathing, okay? That if you make $56,000 a year, you only bringing home $800 a week. I showed you earlier with the math. So if I had a carrier in hot shot back in the day, right, between 2017, 2018, 2019, and early 2020, this is when we charged 15%, 4 years straight. If they made $5,000, I will get $750. So one truck, a la one truck running to make $5,000, I make $750, what most people make going to a job. But this is the difference when you got to understand. The reason why I was charging that, because now, over these years, now people start making courses. People understand about hot shot. It's become more and more popular. But back in the day, no one wanted to dispatch hot shots because it was so hard. If y'all listen to my podcast I did on Trucking Hustle, episode 41, one of the questions he asked me is, why do you stick to hot shot when you can move on to other equipment types back in 2020? And I said, because I know most people don't want to do it. So since they don't want to do it because people are by nature lazy as hell, I'll make sure you understand that. Because they lazy as hell, most of you don't want to do that, right? I know that means more for me because I have perfected a skill set booking thousands of hot shot loads that when people try it and they find out how much more difficult it is, they don't want to do it. So this is also why, to make my own dispatchers good that I hire, we just hired our 8th dispatchers. You have to start with hot shots and box trucks because it's harder to dispatch those than the big trucks. Why? Because I want to make their learning difficult early on. So that way, when it's hard as heck and then it were to get easier, if something changes in your finances, you can always go back to the hard thing. But when a person is used to giving this much effort and now they got to give this much effort, they don't do it because of laziness, entitlement. Okay. So this is how people are just wired to think and operate. Okay. So that's what it is. So when people avoid hard work, difficulties, long hours, lazy. We don't like lazy, exactly, right? You don't have a work ethic. If you don't have a hell of a work ethic, hell of a one, you cannot do entrepreneurship. You have to love grinding in order to do this, okay? So I'm going to close with a story like I always do. So today, I went to the gym this morning. For those who follow me on IG, I took a little picture, right? And there's this dude at the front desk, like every single time, probably about 3 or 4 days a week, I see this dude. Super cool dude. Black dude, got some dreads or whatever. He probably about 30 years old, I would guess, right? Super nice dude. And this dude got a crazy charisma, right? Come in, what's going on? I mean, he know everybody's name, Brandon, good. I mean, I'm like, dude, I thought first he doing it to me, and I'm starting to pay attention. I've been doing this for months. And he knows everybody, right? So, what's up, man? Come in the morning. You know, it's like 5:45, 6 o'clock. I don't want to talk to nobody, so I don't really say nothing to him for like 5 months. But in the day, I was like, you know what? I'm going to say something to this dude. So I went to the bathroom. I came back. I said, hey, man, let me ask you a question. He said, what's that? I said, I see you standing at this front desk, and you've been here longer. I mean, since I come to the gym over here, you've been overworking, right? I asked him, why don't you get in sales? He said, what you mean? I'm talking to customers all day. I said, that is not sales. You're in customer service. But I'm saying, based on your personality, and I'm talking to people like, hey, man, hey. He know everybody. Oh, you know, he doing all that, right? And I'm looking like you are missing out on a wonderful opportunity because you have a God-given talent already that's like magnetic. You bring people in, they like you. Hey, what's going on? Whatever, right? That kind of thing that people have, right? You have this talent that you already have. But now I said, what you need to now do is a couple things. He was like, okay, Brandon, tell me. You know, I see you coming here and everything. I said, this is what it is. Number one, you need to understand the art of sales. You need to get on YouTube and start grinding, reading some books on sales. That's number one, because you need to understand what that is, because you have to have a certain level of passion and desire and charisma based on what you think that you're selling. Number one. Number two, you need to automatically adapt the idea of working for free to learn, then demanding a price afterwards. So what that means, he's like, well, people offer me jobs all the time. I said, not a job. You need to work with a person offering them sales. That means you will make $0. Zero. Okay. So if you make $0 and you might work with this person 20 hours a week for months because you cannot sell a thing because you suck, right? Once you actually get to the point where you can sell some stuff, now you can really get paid. So I told him, when you stand at this front desk for hours every day, not gaining any skills at all. And he said, this is my second job. I said, you should quit. Quit this job. Take the same amount of time that you're wasting, not building any skill set. Go work for a small business. Go work for somebody that you can generate sales for free. Tell them, hey, man, what do you pay? What percentage? Like you work for an AC company, it might pay you 10% for sales. It's hot as molasses out here in Texas, right? An AC unit is an average of $10,000. You were to sell one at 10%, you made $1,000, right? Roofing companies, They pay percentages too. Somebody can get a roof for $25,000, say they pay you 5% of that, a bag. If somebody were to come and say, Brandon, I want a pound of pavement for you and B Logistics, and I say, okay, go run the play, go out there and give me big trucks only. I want flatbeds. That's what I want, 4853 and some reefers. You go out there, pound of pavement, I'm gonna pay you $100 every time somebody comes, right? So all those things, people who have small businesses do not mind giving you an opportunity to sell, and they will pay you afterwards. But our problem is, Americans especially, we went to school, we think we're smart. We want to get paid a certain amount of money per hour, right? Because my time is worth something. That's what we think, right? And so because of that, this is why we're on the lowest aspect almost of how much money is being generated based on nationalities of people who come in from other countries, and they kill you on how much money they make in a year because they don't believe that. They believe skills will pay the bills. You think minutes of your life is valuable to a person. That's why you don't have any money. Okay? That's why. That's why they put you at a certain rate. Oh, this position only pays this. This position only pays that. A traditional job pays 2.5% generally year after year of whatever your salary is, right? Whatever you make. When the cost of living, or generally normal inflation over the last 200 years, was at 3%. So that's why you can work at a job all these years and still not really get ahead. But every year they give you a raise, you make $80 more, $100 more, $120 more. Then you keep looking like, damn, I still can't save no money, right? Thank you, Jonathan, right? You still can't save no money. That's why you're caught in a system, the matrix, that you can't get out of, that's meant to make you stay for 25 years and then retire with nothing to equate to a hill of beans. So if you want to go to Starbucks every day that costs $10, that ain't no money. Go do that. See, that's the money when a person got a job and they got all their bills, they got this much money left over. You can't go to Starbucks every day when you want to. But when you have this much money left over because you have a skill that can pay you $1,000 a day or thousands of dollars a week that you have to learn, drink Starbucks every freaking day, bro. You got one time to live, and people out here got to live like a freaking hermit. Can't go to the movies when they want to because they can't afford $25. That's stupid. The reality is that you got to get a skill. Sales is a skill. Doing something with your hands is a skill. Knowing how to be an AC tech, a roofer, like you got to get a skill and stop going to jobs. So for the aspect of this, it's crazy. And please understand that, right? For us to work anywhere in the world, long as there's a Wi-Fi connection, right? And so my dispatchers that you see, let me explain the expectation I have for them. Once you've been with me for 90 days, if you make it 90 days, your goal is to dispatch $15,000 a week in freight. Okay? Thank you so much, family. Right? $15,000 a week in freight. Please understand that, okay? So I charge 10%. They have to close them, bring them on, run them, freight traffics, resources. They study every week. We have follow-up every week. They got to do all their own paperwork. We got ebooks. I got stuff I ain't even given to y'all yet. We have a lot of training because I'm anal retentive when it comes to excellence in my company. Anal, please understand. If you think I'm Brandon, cool on the internet, I am a freaking jerk if you work for me. Please understand. Because we got to be best. Like this BE, best ever. Like I'm so adamant about that, right? Okay, so in that regard, $15,000 a week. Now, if they say they quit from working for me because I built them up the skill, they must work here at least 6 months. After that, they can leave if they want to, right? Most people at least probably want to stay a year. Anyway, if you stay here 1 year, and you only hit that 15,000 on a regular basis, because you don't hit it, I'm finna fire you, right? So anyway, you got to hit it. This is not optional. You got 90 days, right? So once you hit that 15,000, if they quit, and what they learn from me, they do it for themselves, and they charge the same 10%, they will make $1,500 a week in like 6 months to a year. Now, I came from retail, and I used to make $70,000 a year in my job before I started being an entrepreneur. You take the taxes out of that money, I would make about $1,050 every week to my hand. I worked that job for 13 years. 13 years, okay? I was making that same amount of money for like the last 5 years I was there because I made too much money. They said, oh, we really don't do bonuses no more. They play that game, right? So that's all I was making. So now you telling me I can learn to dispatch from the house Understand there's expectations. You got to run the play, right? Okay. You got to run the play in order to actually operate a business. And now you making $1,500, right? Even you did 8%. What is that like? $1,100, $1,200, right? But when average Americans are bringing home $800 a household, but an average American by themselves, individually, a single, $33,000 a year. So this is why people like myself, I try to make it as basic. I'm not saying it's easy, none of that. I say it's simple, okay? Dispatching is simple. Operating a business is difficult. Okay, this is why. You have to know how to run a business to run a successful freight dispatch business. You have to know how to run a business. Notice I didn't say you need to be the best dispatcher. I didn't say that. I said you have to know how to run a successful business, okay? So this is currently July. Yes, almost August, July 2023. I have not booked a load. Like got on a load and booked a load at least since like January 2021. Okay, at least. I train, I see what's going on, I sit in, I get insight, I check the load boards every 3 or 4 days, find out rates, what it's doing, load board, truck to load ratio, volumes. I look at all that stuff. So I know what's going on in case I'm in a situation I got to give somebody an answer to something, but sitting on a load board having to do it, no. Then on top of that, I have not filled out a carrier packet. Like everybody know I can't do this in the company, right? I have not filled out a carrier packet since like 2017 probably. Okay, but I run a business. That's first. I give people opportunities to work. I handle the marketing. I control the flow of money. I make sure people have a place where they're going to go. They have a future in the company. And now people come sit in and now they can now flourish. Okay, so please understand that, right? Like this is simple, right? Even though something simple does not make it easy. So the more that people just think, okay, I'm going to get in there and I'm going to get on the load board and everything's going to just cure my life. I'm going to get on the load board. And you still are not looking for mentorship, extra ebooks, trainings, accountability. You're not going to learn how to run a business. So you're going to be limited, okay? Limited. So I want you to understand, okay? So I did this math the other day just to keep the math simple. I want to show y'all something. So right now, these are not real numbers because the money is more than this, but I'm not about talking money on the internet, right? I don't like doing that, right? Lifestyle marketing, I don't like none of that crap, okay? So this is the thing. I just want to give you an illustration just to set your mind on something. Right now, we have 8 dispatchers. 1 started yesterday, okay? Let's just say, hypothetically, each one of my dispatchers made for me $300 a person, okay? There's 8 times 300, okay? We're just using this hypothetical numbers because, you know, there's more than that, but I'm just want to give you an example of something, okay? So if I have 8 people here and each one of them only makes me, this is for me, $300. That's $2,400 in a week times 52 weeks is $124,000. Which $125,000, okay? That's how much is coming just because B Logistics exists and we offer jobs. So most people on their best day by themselves would not generate this amount of money. Matter of fact, only 13% of the population of people in the United States make $100,000 a year. And this is through other people who have a safe place to work. Now I'm showing you that because this should be y'all's goals. This. Hiring, providing opportunities for other people, not just, I'm going to quit my job because can't nobody tell me nothing. And that is the totality of your vision and dream that I can work anywhere in the world from the Wi-Fi. And that is true. All that is true. But you're still looking at it from the smallest aspect there is. So for those who follow me, you watch me and stuff like that. You only see this red background here and there, especially when I go live. Because you only come to the office 2 days a week. That's it. And then I got real estate, landscaping. I got other things. I do calls from the house. I don't have to be here, okay? But when I quit, the purpose for me was this, very simple. I want to make sure I can literally, right, it can be anywhere in the world because I don't want to be confined to any place. This is why I have a trucking business. I don't drive. Have a landscaping business. I'm not doing none of the work. Have a dispatch company. I don't dispatch freight. Real estate company, I'm not see all of it because I want to be able to come and go as I see fit So I built the reality based on what I wanted. But in the infancy of it, I had to be in it, grinding, doing stuff, picking up. I had to do it in the beginning, but I understood. Before I started, I already knew where I was going. So I'm challenging y'all to think bigger and stop making excuses. So to bring it all the way back home to you, so you can take away with something. If you decide to quit your job, go do Uber Eats. Go test it first. Okay, where you live. Sign up. Figure it out. Go get Uber Eats. Okay? Thank you so much, miss. Right? Do Uber Eats. Okay? Figure out now, before you quit your job, how much can I make during the week? Then I'm going to do it for like 2 or 3 weekends. I mean, go hard. 8 hours on a Saturday and a Sunday to be like, how much money can I make? And you associate that with how much money you make at your job after taxes. So you can know. So somebody might make $500 a week at their job. They go run Uber Eats and make $700. When I showed you the thing, it says the average person makes Uber Eats makes less than $1,000 a week. You may go do Uber Eats and make more money, please understand, than what you do at your actual job. So now where's the risk? It's none. But if you hear this and you think, I don't want to be doing Uber Eats, and that makes more money than your job, don't say nothing ever in your life about being an entrepreneur. Don't ever think that. It's not going to happen for you, okay? Let that go, okay? And not everyone's meant to be an entrepreneur, but you got to have at least financial literacy. So it just makes sense financially, okay? Now, in that regard, do freaking Uber Eats, okay? Figure out the money in between. So now, don't mean stop there. Just because you start doing Uber Eats, don't stop and say, well, I ain't going to have no job because I just do Uber Eats. Because what happens if you get in a wreck? God forbid, right? What happens if a car break down? God forbid, right? So this is not an end to the be all. The whole point is I'm going to quit my job. I may need to supplement my income as I suck and I'm working on my craft being a dispatcher, right? So now I'm going to do Uber Eats and I'm going to dispatch until my dispatch company that I'm working in is making more than I make doing Uber Eats. So then maybe for a period of time, I may do both, right? Because the point would be I need to hire people. So let me make sure my bills are taken care of in the daytime with me. Then I do a little extra on the side because I'm stacking money. I'm reserving money for my employees or my contractors that are coming to my business. And I need to do that for 3 or 4 months. So I gave y'all for free. And this is the kind of stuff people pay me for hundreds of dollars to get. I gave for free. I gave you the whole plan what to do. So go test it first. So if anybody be commenting me or DM me, hey man, I appreciate everything. And you don't do what I tell you to do, save your DM. No offense. I don't need you to gas me, right? Okay. Go do what I'm telling you to do. I don't know how long it takes. Today, Tuesday. I'm pretty sure if you want to work for Uber Eats, it would happen by next week. I don't think the process is that strenuous, just in general, but you might do Instacart. I don't know what's around you. Go do it at night, during the week, then go look at it on weekends. So then this is what you got to do, right? So now because of that, thank you, ma'am. So now because of that, now you got to set a parameter how much money you want to make. This is the last thing I'm going to give you. If you think $1,000 a week is what you need to make, that means 5 days a week you're dispatching freight. Every day you don't make $200. Thank you so much, Crystal. She is not that hard to get started. Every day you need to make $200 basically, right? So when you get the dispatch business up and going, if you just want to keep it very basic and simple, right? If you make one day, Monday come, you only make $100. You book a load for $1,000 at 10%, you made $100. You're like, dang, I got to go drive tonight. Cool. Next day you book no money. You're like, shoot, got to go drive. Wednesday comes and you go crazy. You book $3,000. You're like, oh yeah, your girl or your boy, right? Wednesday you don't have to drive because you made $300. Thursday come, you just repeat it every day. Don't let it be, hey, I made all my money by Wednesday, I don't have to drive. You're missing the point. Because this money is going to be up and down like this when it comes to freight dispatching. So you need to look at it as a day-to-day thing. Monday, you hit enough money, you don't got to drive. Tuesday, you hit nothing, drive, right? Because you're going to be on a roller coaster. So that's a good way to train yourself. This is how you train yourself to understand the roller coaster that's taking effect. Then, if you made your money, you don't have to drive on the weekends. Now you need to spend 6 to 8 hours learning how to market. Because now that's the next step that people don't understand how to do is draw attention into their business. So I went over the other day. Marketing and sales is not the same thing. You market to draw people or have a level of awareness that you exist. You're drawing them in. 4, an opportunity to sell, right? You need to be, I'm talking about dispatching right now, right? But the marketing is to bring people in. Facts. There you go, family, do the work. The point is to draw people in through your marketing, okay, for an opportunity to sell. So this is the thing. Most people only focus on sales, which is we got to be pushy. Hey, what's up, man? I see you on the dad load board. I'm calling you, see if you need a dispatcher. FMCSA. Hey, I seen your information on FMCSA. You need a dispatcher. You know, you're the truck stop. Hey, man, I know you're getting gas and everything like that, but hey, what you think about, you need another dispatcher, right? So they're doing everything sales. And if you are not a natural salesperson or you like sales, soon as you do that 5-6 times, you ain't going to do it no more because it didn't work, right? You might do it one weekend and you quit. It didn't work. It's oversaturated. Everybody got a dispatcher. This don't work. Well, me hiring people proves that's a lie. Okay, there's just a lot of piss poor trained dispatchers outside, and they don't know how to have a conversation, or they don't know how to market or sales. That's the reality, right? So because of that, you always used to push, but can't nobody find you. So I know 99% of the time, I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you. When people reach out to me, I love to look at their stuff first. So somebody says, hey, Brandon, look at my stuff. Well, they set up a call with me and they DM me. I like to go look at their page real quick. And I say, okay, I hope I remember to look at their page when they're on the phone with me. And they say, hey, I took a course. It's good. Blah, blah, blah. I can't get a carrier. And I'll be like, cool. Well, based on your Instagram page, I know why. I looked at your website. It don't even work. Or it's all over the place. Then when you message me, tell me why I should choose you over somebody else. Well, I'm a dispatcher. So? Well, who cares if you're a dispatcher, right? You supposed to make me care about how you going to serve me, not do you have a position, okay? That's like somebody saying, hey, come to my restaurant, I have food. So? You got food at your restaurant. Don't all restaurants have food? Yeah, I'm a waiter. So? Don't all restaurants have waiters, right? But we don't think like that because we're so infatuated with our side of the narrative that you don't realize. A business is only a business because it has customers. Not that you have an LLC, right? That's right, Crystal. Not that you have an LLC. Not that you got a certificate. Not that you have a website. Not that you have an Instagram page. You have no business. If you don't have customers, you have no business. You don't need no line of credit, none of that. So when people are focused on the wrong thing, because people don't study business. They just business because it's all over the internet. And they ain't sat down and read a basic business book to tell you, you know you in business when you are starting to get deposits. You sending invoices, not messages or DM. Invoices that get paid and you get deposits. And now you figure out, okay, I need to speed this up. So this is why most businesses and people be out here. You took a course, and I hate this for y'all, right? I didn't do it to y'all. You gonna take a course, and the government says you have a hobby until you make $6,000. So why was you getting all this stuff in the first place? I got an LLC website. I got all this stuff, and technically the government says you have a hobby because they know you ain't made no money, right? I'm just telling you what it is, right? Exactly. You send invoices at the work that you rendered, that you did. You actually did the work. Now you send invoice to get to receive payments. So you need to focus on the next step on the narrative that's right in front of you. If I want to have a business, who finna pay me? That's it. That's all you do. Who finna pay me? Don't worry about logo, color, this, line of credit, because all these people that's doing all this is a startup. They getting some money off you. They got some type of system. If you sign up to get your line of credit, or you sign up to get your, your something going, they gonna get $25. Screw that. At zero. Okay. If this business, who the customer? What do I say to the customer? What does the customer want? What does the customer need? And can I offer it? When you get that, you get a customer. Then you do all that fancy crap later when you make enough money to reinvest and do all that. Okay. I would say you need to take some type of course because you understand some basic aspects of things in general. So take somebody's course. I don't have a basic course. I have like a A basic thing that leads you to a course, which is a course before the course, is $14. Because if you take my course, mine is advanced. It's not basic. But I mean, if you drive, you can try that. And either I have a digital course, a Zoom course, or we have in person. So just DM me in that regard, right? But that's what that's kind of like the narrative I want to present to y'all today. People are making something difficult that is not difficult. It just y'all don't know where to focus. The focus is very simple. I need a customer to pay me. This is why a lot of people that was in the dope game, selling drugs and all that kind of stuff, this is why they're so successful in business when they go legit, because they already know it. Product, customer, this my money, rinse and repeat. That's what they know. So then when they leave that and come over here to having a real business, like, duh, who the customer? What does a customer want? Provide the product or lend the service, get paid. Boom. Then you get fancy later. Because you getting paid is based on effort and strategy. You growing a business is about money. You know, they say take money and make money. That's a lie, okay? It takes courage to make money. Oh, y'all don't hear me, okay? It takes courage. It does not take money to make money. It takes courage to make money, okay? If you walked outside right now in your house and you took a bottle of water that you already had, a case of water costs like $5, okay? And you walked on the intersection and was passing out water because it's hot in Texas. It's hot. I think it's hot everywhere right now, boy. But anyway, it's hot. And you walk on the intersection and put $1 for water. People going to cuss you out, talk bad to you, get a real effing job. They're going to talk, maybe even throw some stuff at you, right? But to stand on that corner, thank you so much, love. Thank you, brother, to stand on that corner and pass out that $1. So if you look at a 24 pack of water, it costs $5, and you pass out each one of the waters, you can do buy one, get one half off or something, right? Buy one, get one free. You can do all kind of specials you want to. You pass out that case of water, you'd have made $24 if you pass every one for $1 when it's hot outside, okay? See, that took courage. You could go to somebody's house and say, man, I'm thirsty. Can I have a case of water? Can I have one bottle of water, please? They'll give it to you, turn around and sell it. That takes courage. The identifying factor that there's fear, doubt, shame, am I going to be humiliated, but I'm going to move that way anyway for the benefit of the latter, it takes courage. Now to say, hey, I want to hire 5 people to pass out water all over Houston, that's going to require money. Yes, you got to pay people, you need inventory, you need logistics. That's when it costs money. But for you, right, to say, I don't want to do this no more. I'm going to find out a way for me and my people. That takes courage first to be like, I don't care what the cost is. I'm going to do it anyway, right? Courage, education, strategy. And you go on. That's it. People are making this too difficult, right, in general, okay? Please understand that, okay? So I'm going to let y'all make it. I appreciate y'all tuning in to me. Like, follow, comment, follow me on all social media handles, TikTok on this side. Follow me on Instagram. Instagram when I do a lot more stuff on stories. YouTube, Facebook. We everywhere, right? I'm trying to be all everywhere. Same handle, BE Logistics, whatever it is on the thing. Give us a follow. I got a lot of content I'm going to post. I think this weekend, like another 6 to 8 hours of content on the YouTube channel. I'm finna dump so much stuff on YouTube, but then just tap in, right? So I hope this message finds y'all well, right? Thank you so much, Joe. Hope it meets you where you are. So I'm saying do something today to be courageous, right? Do it. I gave you the simple math, right? It's very simple math. And now you need enough belief to understand you can go get it. So this is the close to the close. If you were not comparable, right, to do this, you would never have been able to have a job. That's how I know you can do it, right? So somebody else has bet on you, what they dream, their business they created, that they hired you, right? They brought you on to fulfill their dream. And they pay you weekly. You show up and you get paid for months, weeks, years. That's how you know you can do it. Now, what you lack is all the other things. that person doesn't lack skill, confidence, a strategy, a plan of action. See, that's the part that you lack. So go get what you lack and put it with what you already have, and that's it. That's it. Okay, so grace and peace to y'all. DM, like I said, follow, give a like, all that. Grace and peace to y'all. Talk to y'all soon.